Ciao, sono Sara Z, autrice del romanzo Non ho chiesto l'America e creatrice di Sara Z La La Land Stories. Qui troverete tutti gli audio delle mie dirette Instagram. Enjoy!
Wendy, ciao!
Hey.
Singer, songwriter, music producer, honored by the Songwriters Hall of Fame, painter, model, and last but not least, she discovered and developed a girl who now goes by the name of Lady Gaga. Welcome to Hollywood.
Thank you so much for having me. I love being here.
Yeah, you look stunning. Actually, you look smashing. I just learned this word yesterday. Like, you look smashing and dapper.
Thank you so much. As do you. You look gorgeous. I feel like you have good lighting. Maybe I've got to move to better lighting here.
Well, for me, you look great. I think any light is good for you, but it's a little bit cloudy today. But you're in Nashville, right? You are working on an MTV show.
Yes. I'm working on a show for MTV. It's so exciting. It's called Project Supergroup. It's going to be the next big music competition show, and it's all original music. So it's, very much, I would say it was sort of similar to the music competition shows out there like American Idol and whatnot, but it's different because there's a writer producer like myself assigned to one of the bands, and we write and produce songs for these bands, and they compete with original music. So it's much more like how the music business really is, because everybody is constantly trying to make it, but they're not going to make it on cover songs. So this is a really, really different environment, and all music industry veterans are a part of this. So it's really exciting.
And are you going to be, Wendy, on as a judge?
So I am writing songs. So I actually prefer this position because I'm a songwriter, and this really gets to show my abilities as a songwriter and record producer. So I am writing songs.
So you're behind the scene for this show. You're behind.
No, I'm in front of the cameras. So
okay, so we're gonna see you.
Yes, you'll see me. So the songwriter producers are, it's, the concept is different than any other music competition show out there, because in real life, when there's an artist, nobody does it alone. Everybody has the team behind them, helping to write the songs, making it like, a finished master record. And so this is the opportunity for me to show what I do with various different artists and helping to develop them and create their sound. And with these artists, everybody is from completely different backgrounds. They've never met each other before. So finding the common thread among all of the musicians and creating a sound for them, and writing songs for them and with them, it's just awesome.
This is fantastic. And probably you have to get to know them, their personality, in order to really to create a music with them. Like, you have to bond with them, like, on not just on the business side, but also personally.
And that has been the easiest part. I am in love with my band. They're incredible. So I'm feeling super grateful and very excited.
Yeah. How did everything start with music? Because you wanted to focus on painting originally, initially, but then I read it was very solitary, you and your brush and your canvas. So you decided to devote your heart into music.
Yeah, it was really one of those things where, I graduated from Cornell University, and I went back to New York City, where I'm from originally, and I got a studio. And I started, while I was pursuing music at the same time, I had this studio where I was earning a living as a painter, and I would, basically get commissioned to make paintings for a lot of the executives in the music business. So it was really, really cool. That being said, and I love painting so much. That being said, it's a lot of very hard, detailed, focused work. And I much prefer to be in a more social environment where at the end, there's not just one copy, one painting sitting in either someone's house or in a gallery somewhere. There are, you know, many copies of music that you can put everywhere, and you can share this. I think the shared experience of connection is really special
But this is great. What you said. Basically, like thanks to the painting, you discovered people in the music industry. So that was sometimes, you know, we focus on one thing and we think that's not right, but instead it takes us to probably a better path.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is like that. It happened to me too. Without talking what happened, but I can feel you. And when we talked about Sardegno Vin. I don't know if it's live, but one of your paintings was at the Vin Gallery here in Beverly Hills,
I'm so sorry. I did an entire show at Winslavin Gallery on Rodeo Drive. It was one of the most exciting experiences because during the pandemic, everything, you know, in the music business was closed. The studios were closed, the touring stopped, you know, people, record labels, you know, everything was sort of at a standstill. And so it gave me the time actually to, you know, revisit painting and, you know, do something that I love to do. And I ended up having a full gallery show there, which was amazing, alongside Daniel Wynn and Salvador Dali. It was hosted by Forbes, which was a huge honor.
It's a great gallery, and I love Daniel. Actually, I did a live with him during the pandemic. If I only knew it, that you were there.
I know. You should have been there. I mean, it was literally 1,000 people attended. 1,000 on Rodeo Drive. It was just one of these unbelievable experiences. So it was great. I mean, I am so grateful for that experience and hope to do a lot more.
What was your, and when you do it, please call me. I want to meet you in person.
Yes.
Because now I'm hugging everyone. I'm hugging my phone every time when I want to hug someone. You know, I like to meet people, my guests. Did you have any difficult moments in your career that you have to face, and how did you overcome it?
I mean, we've all had difficult moments in our career. I am no exception. You know, there was a lot of difficult times. I mean, depending on which career we're talking about, I mean, mainly the music business. But, you know, I think as an artist myself, you know, you're only as good as your last record. You're only as good as your, you know, current status. And basically, I feel like I've put out consistently good work, either for myself or other artists over the years. And I feel like you know, there were many, you know, times where I felt like I had to prove myself to people unnecessarily who didn't even know me and whatnot. And so
that way, how did you have to prove yourself?
You know, to prove my talent, to prove my ability, to prove what I've achieved. And that was hard and aggravating because, you know, parts of your history that you've worked so hard on, you're not gonna, I mean, it's like telling you, you know, that you're not Italian. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's who you are. So
I am Italian. No.
But, you know, So it's literally, it's, you know, a very strange feeling when, you know, people are, you know, if anyone's doubting you on who you are, what you've achieved, and what you've worked so hard on for years. So I overcame it by A, not giving a shit, just not caring, and B, you know, just when you keep at it and you keep your head down, stay humble, and do your best work. Like, that's all you can do in life. Like, all you want to do is be the best version of yourself. And I strive to do that every day.
Is there a specific quality, especially in the music industry, that you need to have, and that you have, like what you said, like keep focusing on yourself, but something that really keep you grounded? Like,
yeah, I mean, I would say that, you know, if like, one thing I said to Lady Gaga was only take advice from someone that you admire in the category that you're trying to get advice on. So, for example, you know, if you're like, you know, I may not take fashion advice from Snooki. You know, you know, if I'm going to take business advice, it's probably not going to be from my parents who have had nothing to do with my career or don't know anything about the music business. It's going to be from somebody who I would want to trade places with, somebody who has achieved what I'm trying to achieve. And so it's very important to just listen to your inner voice and obviously be open to outside constructive criticism, but do it with people that you would gladly trade places with.
Yes, you get the inspiration. Same, like every time when I'm in doubt, and I like to talk to my dad, and sometimes I talk to my parents. Oh, I'm writing this, I'm writing. And my dad, okay, how was your day? What did you eat?
All right.
I'm just telling you that I'm trying, you know, my endeavors, my creative endeavors, like to keep going. But what you just said, like, you have to talk to people who are in the business, you can get the inspiration from. And you mentioned Lady Gaga, so why not start talking about how you discovered her? I'm sure a lot of people know that. How did it happen?
You know, I discovered and developed Lady Gaga while I was simultaneously, you know, I'm a songwriter, so I have over 2,000 recorded songs. It's quite a lot. So basically, Famous Music Publishing is Viacom's publishing company, and they were interested in pursuing a publishing deal with me. And the intern for Erwin Robinson, who was the head of the company, the president or CEO, he had, you know, a secretary who was a girl named Stephanie Germanotta. And every time I passed past her desk, she was, you know, had my music coming out of her speakers for the MySpace. And, you know, she was so very, very nice. And in this, simultaneously, I'd been working with a multi-platinum producer. We had been writing an album, or, you know, several different records. And I was to go out and find an artist who could perform these songs, and we could write new songs with and whatnot. And so I'd gone to over 50 shows, and I was looking for something very specific. And
you were looking for the female version of the guy, of the singer from the Strokes, right? The band, the Strokes.
That's right.
The producer wanted the female version of that person, that's artist.
That's right. Yeah.
And when, sorry, when if I interrupt you, but when you were meeting Lady Gaga as a secretary, she was already singing and doing showcases?
She was, yes, she was, but she had a very different style of music, very different. So it was much more like, I'd say I'd compare it to sort of Fiona Apple, you know, much more acoustic, you know, much, just very, very different. Nothing like the songs that you hear her singing now. And so she was open. We were performing on the same bill at a place called the Cutting Room. And she came up to me during sound check and said, "Hi, Wendy, do you remember me? Stephanie Germanotta from Erwin Robinson's office. Do you remember me?" And I said, "Yes, of course. So nice to see you." She said, "Oh, you know, we're performing on the same bill tonight. It would be great if you could, you know, check out my show." I said, "Wonderful. I'll be there." And in the meantime, I was looking for this Strokes girl. And so when I saw her perform, she had, and, you know, at that point, I didn't even realize that she was a singer. I just, because I had just seen her at the office. So checked her out.
Never underestimate people like secretaries or who's behind the desk, because especially in LA, you know, in places where the entertainment is so powerful, and everyone is always like dreams, like have regular job, but they are working on
Exactly.
on writing or music. And this story I didn't know is fabulous. Like, story. So you listened to her singing, and then what did you do?
So I listened to her singing, and I went up to her afterwards, and I told her that she had huge balls. I was like, you're such a incredibly, you know, confident performer. And basically, I said, "How attached are you to this band?" She said, "Well, my boyfriend's in the band." And I said, "How attached are you to this band?" And so basically she said, "Why?" I said, "I've been writing, you know, a record with a multi-platinum producer. You know, I've been searching for a specific kind of singer, and I think I could make you into the biggest star in the world. But there's gonna, you know, it's not gonna be the songs that you're singing now, and it's not gonna be the same style, and we're gonna change your name, we're gonna change clothes, we're gonna change everything." And that is exactly what happened. I took her outside. It took some time until the producer I was working with accepted her. He didn't see it very quickly, and it took some time. And then after that, we were able to have her sing a cappella at his studio. And that's when he got it. And so it took months, and then it took years to create the sound, the costumes, the persona, you know, the whole.
Because the costume, yeah. By the way, the costumes were by a great fashion designer I love, Alexander McQueen. So those flamboyant costumes were planned. Like, did you think about what kind of fashion designer could fit her persona?
I mean, we thought about every last detail was thought about. I mean, this was definitely every last part, you know, that's what this is. This work is detailed work, and you have to be very detail oriented if you want to win in this business, because everybody's, you know, who's going to outwork me? Nobody. You know, it's going to take somebody who really understands that people are, they have a very short attention span. They're, you know, music, used to be something that people paid for, and it's something that they no longer pay for. So the executives at the labels are in a position to lose their jobs very quickly if they do not produce a hit. And so they're much less likely to take risks on a new sound and a new image. And that's, everyone was telling me, Wendy, you're crazy. You know, just this girl is all dressed up like this, you know, bring her into my office. There's no dance music on the radio. And so
no, she definitely stood out for sure. Like
he
amongst
stood up,
all the art,
but
like she was very, but also it's not just that, that she knew how to portray herself with those costumes, because it has to be a good fit. Not everyone with those costumes, probably, that's my humble opinion, like would be comfortable in with this transformation of themselves, but she was like really a
yeah,
performer.
it's truly an actress as well. Like, she is an amazing actress, and as we've seen on the silver screen, she's just she's a very creative soul, and she's able to step into, you know, any character. It's really awesome.
Did you, or better, are you still going to showcase, not for Lady Gaga now, but for other artists? Do you still
Yeah.
find talent and develop them?
Yes. Well, I would say this show that I'm working on right now is the context in which I'm doing that. I mean, this show for MTV, you're going to see it's all the same kind of work that I was doing previously. So this is, you know, writing, producing, coming up with the name. It's taking something from zero to hero. And it's really exciting. These people are so talented and grateful for the experience, and they can all, you know, write songs and play instruments and sing. It's like, it's a very, very incredible, you'll see, this show is.
Thank you, Wendy, for doing this and discovering talent, and actually also for sharing the story about how Lady Gaga name was born, because a lot of people see the final product instead. There's a lot of work behind, like a showcase, a shirt and a jeans and just her voice. And here you are, like seeing her. You had a keen eye for that talent and say this person can become someone. Even though sometimes success is very unpredictable, I don't know if you can really, if you can, or if you do know if that person is going to be successful for sure. I think there's a margin of doubts.
Well, it takes a village. It takes so many people. There's not one person who can make Lady Gaga or anybody else successful. It takes a number of people to make that happen. It takes, you know, or for any artist, it's songwriting, it's production quality, it's consistency of the voice and the performance, it's how much money the record label is going to put into promoting you, so that it's not just you're on iTunes, you're on the cover of iTunes, or, you know, the best Spotify playlist, or how you're going to get on, you know, all of these things. It's very important to understand the process. Your manager has to, you know, once you make money, collecting the money. I mean, it's a very long, hard process. Your agent has to, you know, book the tours. You got to get, you know, become the opening act on the right tour with a crossover audience who is going to appreciate you. I mean, I can't tell you how many things have to go right for it to work. But it takes, talent is obvious, but luck is not obvious, and you've got to just hope for the best.
It's all the work behind it. I'm not in the music industry. I was more in the dancing industry, but I can imagine all the steps that needs to be taken for especially having so many minds all together, so many brains and ideas and creative minds to make that one person like successful. And you also worked in Italy.
Yeah.
Did you sing? Did you model in Italy? Where were you?
I was mainly painting while I was in Italy, actually. So I studied at Cornell University, and I took a long semester abroad. So I was there for the summer, the semester, and over the Christmas break. So it was like 8 months. I lived in Trastevere. It was so there, and I love Rome. I love that there's art and a masterpiece around every corner. I mean, Italians live the best life. There's food, the best fashion, the best, lifestyle, and the people are so warm and beautiful.
And you've been to Milan too. I saw some posts on your Instagram account. Did you go to Milan?
So I had been modeling this past year. I was so lucky. I got to model in Milan Fashion Week for Sima Collezione. I also got to model in Paris Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, and Abu Dhabi. Forbes had a fashion show for International Women's Day where Tyra Banks and Paulina Porizkova, I got to walk alongside the most iconic supermodels. It was just truly phenomenal.
Bellissimo. But what you do to recharge your battery, Wendy? Because you're doing so many different, you're wearing different hats.
I am. I would say, I love warm weather. I love anything warm. I love.
Do you relax? Do you do something to really relax and take the time for you that is outside of business?
I just love spending time with, my friends, the people that I love the most. And I think that to me is relaxing. I mean, to be honest, I can't even remember the last time I had a day off. I'm literally all weekend I was in the studio working, and I love my work. I'm passionate about it, so I'm constantly working. But now, in particular, is probably the busiest I've been ever.
Which is good and great considering the time we're living in, COVID, and now we are in the after COVID, but still things are slowly.
Yes, things are slowly back. We're in Nashville here, and I'm getting to work at the Musicians Hall of Fame and doing some incredible shows and just very exciting stuff.
So I got you. Basically, your way of relaxing is working. It's still working because you're an artist. Like, we feel comfortable when we do things instead of. Well, meditation can help. Yoga.
I do some meditation for sure. Pure app, PUUR, is something that I'm very into. But also, again, just spending time with friends, being in nature, being, outside, feeling the sun on my shoulders. Very simple things. I don't have like, a specific thing that I go to, but I would say just being around the people I love.
Are you gonna have another exhibition with your paintings here in LA? Are you gonna?
Hope so. Because this week, a gallery owner called me about that, and I said, "Well, I'm not gonna really be back in LA till, next year."
Okay. So next year I won't be able to see you then. Otherwise, if you were here, I would have a cappuccino, a good cappuccino, Italian, or espresso macchiato, un espresso macchiato. Would you like to say something in Italian, maybe an inspirational quote or just a phrase in Italian that you remember from the time you were there.
Well, I literally am so terrible with languages. I don't know how to speak Italian, but I can tell you inspirational quote that I've always loved, and maybe you can translate it for me.
Oh, yeah, if I'm prepared, yeah, tell me. Hopefully I know how to translate it. Yeah.
So there's a quote I love called saying, fall down 7 times, stand up 8.
Wait, fall down?
Fall down 7 times.
7 times.
7 times, stand up 8.
Yeah, so cadi per 7 volte, ma rialzati per 8. Got it.
Okay.
Like fall down like 7 times and then stand up, get up 8 times.
Yeah, I love that, because resilience is the #1 characteristics you need in the music industry. You really, and in any field, I mean, resilience is the most important thing, because the world is a rough place and it's going to knock you around a little bit, and people, not everyone is going to have the best intentions for you. But if you just hold the best intentions for yourself and say, I'm not going to let anything get me down, I'm going to stay true to myself and pick myself up, be the best version of myself I can be, then you're winning. And that's what that quote means to me.
Those are precious words, sono parole preziose e tu sei bravissima, bellissima, e grazie per aver condiviso la tua storia. Thanks for having shared your story with me, and thank you to everyone. Grazie a tutti per averci ascoltato. Thanks to everyone who listened to us.
Thank you
for
so
your time, Wendy. Grazie per il tuo tempo.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Grazie mille. Un bacione. Ciao Wendy. Ciao.
Ciao.